ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। उकारस्वन्तकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ ब्रह्मविदा आप्नोति परम् तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेदनिहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सः ब्रह्मणा विपश्चितेति। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अन्नमयम् आत्मानम् उपसंक्रामति. The question that the Purvapakshi raised is, who is this Upasankramana Karta? Is it the Brahman itself which is doing Upasankramanam, or is it the Jiva? And Purvapakshi said that both options are not valid for you as an Advaitin, because a Brahman cannot do an Upasankramanam of itself, because in the Karaka, the Karta and Karma cannot be the same. The other option of a Jiva becoming Brahman, so one cannot become the other. And it is also against your Shruti that says that Tatsrishtva Tadev Anupravishyate. Therefore, both of them are not acceptable. Then what are you going to do? Bhashyakara came back and he said, it's not the case. We accept that it is the Brahman itself which is actually doing the Sankramana, Upasankramanam, because the ignorance is the cause of the separation, and by Vidya this Upasankramanam is happening. So that was clearly explained, and there were some debate around how can Brahman itself, the Purvapakshi gave an example that if somebody asks for the way to go to a village, the village, you cannot say the village itself is the goer also. Bhashyakara says there is a Vaidharmya here. They are not exact similes. The reason being, in the case of the way, the route to the village is not the one which is being elaborately described, but it is the route. But in this case, the route of reaching Brahman is not what is being elaborated, but what is being spoken about is the Brahman itself. Therefore, Brahmajnana Vyatirekena Sadhanantara Vishayam Vijnanam na upadishyate. It is nothing else is being spoken about. Therefore, you have to agree that it is about you. These are the Vaidharmya. The simile that the example that you are giving is not same as this Brahmajnana Vishayam. So till this we saw. Now, Bhashyakara brings couple of other arguments here. Ukta karmadi sadhanapeksham brahma vijnanam parapraptau sadhanam upadishyate iti chet. Okay, this was the other argument that Purvapakshi brought, saying that why can't you take that the first chapter, which covered a lot of karma, was like the path or the way to the village. So like that, already the first chapter has covered certain upasanas and karma. And why can't you take that this Brahma Jnanam is the palam for what has been already covered in the earlier sections in terms of the karma. For that, Bhashikara is bringing couple of arguments, and within that also some Purvapaksha questions are going to be raised. The first one he says, Nityatvat mokshasya इत्यादिना प्रयुक्तत्वात् श्रुतिश्च तत्सृष्ट्वा तदेव अनुप्राविशते इति कार्यस्थस्य तदात्मत्वं दर्शयति. The karyastha, the karya is the body mind sense complex, right? So in this karya, whatever the karya tishtati, we saw this, the karyastha Brahman is the one nityatvat mokshasya ityadina prayuktam. What is already told is tat srishtva tadeva anupravishate. Therefore, it is the same Brahman which is the Srishta Jagat as well as the indweller of this Jagat. It has already been Tadatmyatvam is already been described. And the second point of second thing that he quotes is Abhaya Pradishtopapatescha. So this Abhayam also is spoken about. Yedi hi vidyavan swatmanaha anyatina pashyati tataha abhayam pratishtam vindate iti syat. Therefore, the Anya Darshanam is the cause for the Bhayam. So the Vidyavan Swatmanaha Anyati Yedi Na Pashyati Tataha Abhayam Pratishtam Vindate iti syat. So this Abhayam is possible only when a second object is not seen. Okay, that is also a reason. So so what is Bhashikara trying to say here? The Saha eva Sankramana Karta, not Anyaha. So it is not the Jiva, but it is the Brahman which is the Sankramana Karta. And for that he is quoting that it is possible only if there is the Abhaya Pradhanam is possible only if there is no second object. So therefore it has to be the Brahman which is the indweller. There is no other possibility, and there should be nothing other than the Brahman. Only if that is the case, then only this Abhayam is possible. So Abhaya Pradishta Upapattescha, the Abhaya Pradhanam is possible only if it is the Brahman which is the Upasankramana Karta. Yedi hi vidyavan swatmanaha anyati napashyati tataha Abhaya Pradishtam vindate iti syat. Then only it is possible to make that kind of a statement that there is a Abhaya Pradishta. Pradishta means what? Rooted in fearlessness. So one can say that there is fearlessness only if the Atma which is Brahman sees nothing other than itself. Therefore there is no duality. Vayahetoho parasya anyasya abhavat. And so there is nothing which is the reason for fear. So then only fear goes away. Because we saw, right? Ubhayamantaram kurute ata tasya bhayam bhavati. Even if there is a small second one and there is a distance between you and the second one, even in your understanding, even that becomes a cause of the fear. Anyasya cha avidyagratatve vidyaya avastutva darshana upapattihi. So how is this anya is there? Because of avidya. So since it is due to avidya, through vidya the avastatvam happens for whatever is seen. Okay, so therefore, so I'm going fast because I think superficially. Tadhi dvitiyasya chandrasya asatvam yati taimirike yat ataimirike na chakshushmata na grishyate. So the one who doesn't have a cataract doesn't see the second moon. So likewise, the one who gains the knowledge, who doesn't have ignorance, doesn't see something other than oneself. So the Dvaitam na pashyati. Dvitiyasya Chandra. So here the example is a second Chandra because he wants to show that Dvaita Darshanam, right? The duality. That's why he uses this example, Taimirika and Dvitiya Chandra. Okay, he could have used any kind of example, but he is using this because it is a debate about Advaita and Dvaita, right? So he uses this Dvitiyasya Chandrasya Asatvam Ataimirikena Chakshushmata Nagrihyate. The one whose eyes don't have cataract, he or she doesn't see the second moon. That is what he says. So the Drishtanta is the Dvitiya Chandra, but what is what is he trying to imply, that the jnani doesn't see the Dvaitam or second object other than oneself. So the Purva Pakshi comes back. He says, Na evam na grihyate iti chet. So you can't say that with jnani. Okay. For the case of cataract guy, you can say that once the cataract goes away, the second moon is not seen. Whereas in the case of a Brahmajnani, Dvaitam experience, the subject-object duality experience continues. It doesn't stop. We saw the example that he sees himself as different from the food he is eating. Therefore, otherwise he can't eat. So Dvaita Darshanam continues after Jnanam. Therefore, you can't say that one after Jnanam doesn't see Dvaitam. Na evam na grihyate iti chet. So Bhashyakara replies, Na Shushupte Samahitayoho Agrahanat. Sushupta Samahitayoho Agrahanat. So when you are having a Samahita Chitta, or if you are in Sushupti, at that time Dvaitam na grihyate. If you are in trance or you call it as Samadhi, then you don't see. In fact, I told, right, Puji Swamiji used to say that even between two thoughts, you don't see. You actually experience your Swarupa there. Likewise, in Sushupti also, Dvaitam is not Drishtam. See, if Dvaitam always continues, always exists, it should be available to you in every state, whereas it is not available during deep sleep. Therefore, you have a situation where you are able to say that Dvaita Bhava is not perennially existent. So now again this guy comes back, he says Shushupte Agrahanam Anya Saktavati Chet. No, but because the mind is occupied with something else, therefore there is Agrahanam. Can you not take it that way? Is what he asks. And Bhashyakara says, Na Sarva Agrahanat. So you can't say Anya Saktatvam is there here, because there is a Sarva Agrahanam. There is nothing which is experienced. I mean, no duality is experienced in deep sleep. Okay, so, but I think we saw this also. Purvapakshi comes back and says, Na Jagrat Swapnayoho Anyasya Grahanat Sattvam iti eva iti chet. No. He says, only one state you are taking. You are taking in deep sleep, the Dvaita is not seen. Therefore, Advayam is Satyam. But I am saying there are two other states where the Dvaitam is experienced. Therefore, why can't you take that to be true? Because I have majority. So I have two against your one state. Therefore, why can't you take it that because in waken and dream you are seeing Dvaitam, Dvaitam is Satyam. Bhashyakara says, Avidya Kritasva Jagrat Swapnayoho. So whatever you are seeing in waken is Avidya Kritam. Therefore, you can't take that as the truth. Then he says, Yad Anyagrahanam Jagrat Swapnayoho Tad Avidya Kritam. Bhashyakara explains this. Saw this also. Avidya Abhave Abhavat Shushupte Agrahanam Api Avidya Kritam iti chet. So when avidya goes away, the Dvaitam goes away in waken. This is what Bhashyakara says. Purvapakshi says, if that is the case, why can't I say that Sushupte api Agrahanam Avidya Kritam eva? So why can't you see? You are saying in waken and dream, the Dvaitam that you are seeing is due to avidya. Similarly, I am saying in deep sleep, you are not seeing anything because of avidya. So avidya is the one which is making you not see anything. The reality is waken and dream. Sushupti alone is unreal experience because there is avidya in Sushupti. So why can't I take that the waken and dream are real? Sushupti is because of avidya. Can I not take it that way? Okay, till then, till this we saw. Bhashyakara says, na swabhavikatvat. That is not true. Why? Because swabhavikatvat. So there is something called swabhava. For anything, there is something called swabhava. So what is swabhavikam and what is incidental is what should make you determine this. Swabhavikam means by nature, what is intrinsically there and what is extraneously coming and going. That has to be the criteria, not in what which state has more, so I have both waken and dream. You have deep sleep, therefore I am more real is not a valid argument. He says what is intrinsically the nature. So in this case, Swabhavikatvam is Sushupti. And he explains through an example. He says, Dravyasya hitatvam avikriya paranapekshvatvat. This paranapekshvatvam is a very important argument. Bhashyakara advances here saying that a dravya, any object, its nature remains the same unless it is influenced by something. A clay remains the clay until it is taken up by somebody and then made into a pot. A gold remains where it is until somebody takes and melts it, whatever. So, what exists with, without any influence of another factor is what is the swabhava of that object. So, a dravya remains in its state unless it is disturbed. Para anapekshatvat dravyasya avikriya tattvam. Vikriya na tattvam para apekshatvat. So, because the vikriya, the change to any object, any dravya, any matter is happening because something else is influencing it. Nahi karaka peksham vastunaha tattvam. So, the vastu Swarupa is not dependent on some other action. So, like Karakam, right? The feature of, Kartri, Karma, Karaka, all that, right? So, that when that is applied on an object, then that is the result of it cannot be the Swabhava. So, without any Karaka, any Karma, or any Karanam influencing it, whatever is the state it is in, that is the Swarupa or Swabhava. Swabhava, Swabhavikatvam is because when there is no Karaka influence. Sataha Visheshaha, Karaka Apekshaha. Any attribute change is because of Karaka Apeksham. Visheshasya Vikriya, Jagra Swapna Visheshaha. So then he comes to Drashtantikam. He says, Jagra Swapnayoho Grahanam Visheshaha. It has certain attributes, certain qualifications in Jagrat and Swapnam because it has certain superimposition because your experiences are dependent on some other things. It is incidental. It is not always existing. In fact, between two experience is what obtains is your Swarupa. That is your Swabhava. That is what obtains in Sushupti also. Whereas this duality experience is a superimposition on your Swarupa, which obtains itself in between this duality experiences. And even during the experience also, what is, like we saw, right, that Nataka Deepa Prakaranam, whatever we see on the stage is seen only because of the same Deepa. And the empty stage is also seen because of the same Deepa, same light. So therefore, the existence of light, whether we recognize or not, is because of which absence of anything on the stage and presence of a drama on the stage. And in between two scenes, whatever is seen is also seen through this light. Similarly, the experience in between any two thoughts or in between any two experience, because that one experience doesn't stay, one thought doesn't stay. If it stays, then there is no thought, right? So the thoughts, we spoke about chain thought, so it just moves from one to the other, but in between two thoughts there is always this silence. Then only you can recognize that your thoughts have changed. Similarly is your deep sleep. Therefore, Jagrat Sapnayoscha Grahanam Visheshaha is incidental. It is a adhyasa on your Swarupa. Yadhi yasya na anyapeksham Swarupam tat tasya tattvam. So he concludes, anyapeksham Swarupam tasya tattvam. If there is no dependence for its existence on something else, then we can say it is its Swarupa. Now, anything that you see in the Jagat has an Anyapeksha. Correct? We already saw that multiple times. When I say there is a table, the table has a dependence on wood. And the table has a flat surface and then four legs. You remove the four legs, it becomes a, just a wooden sheet. And even that is dependent on wood. Now you go to wood, it is dependent on something else. So anything, even time is dependent on something else. So even to light up time or an object or space, there is an apeksha on a chaitanya, because otherwise its existence itself is not there, right? Unless it is lighted up by a perceiver, the perceived jagat is only a namarupa. Even when it is perceived, it is still a namarupa. Therefore, anyapekshatvam is there in every object that you see in the jagat. Anything that you see, whether it is the mountain or the stars or sun, there is an anyapekshatvam. In fact, that is why one more question you ask, that Swamiji used to say that you ask, so you can explain what is this? This is a rose. And then you ask, why is it, rose in color? You can give that these kind of chemical or biological components are there in the rose, therefore it has got that color. But why rose alone has those components? You can't answer, right? So one more question you ask, beyond what you have answered, you always are grasping for what is the answer for it. Because there is an anyapekshatvam, and beyond a certain extent we even don't have answers for. But we know that each one, anything that you see has an anyapeksha. The only thing that doesn't have an anyapeksha, which is Suprakasha, is the Atma Swarupam. That alone doesn't need anything else to light it up. It lights up everything, whereas the Swarupa doesn't need anything to light. It is Suprakasha. So there is no apeksha on anything else for its existence, whereas everything else has their existence rooted in Satyam Jnanam, which is your Swarupa. So therefore, Bhashikara uses this argument, Yethi yasya na anyapeksham Swarupam tat tasya tattvam. Therefore, the tattvam of anything is when you obtain it in the state where it is not incidental or influenced by something else, by its nature. So we said, then you can ask this question. You said clay is undisturbed. So a clay is a clay. With reference to pot and all that, we can say clay is a clay. That's fine. But with reference to Brahman, does clay, is it an anyapeksham or it is not anyapeksham? So two ways to look at it, right? One, you can say it is anyapeksham because it is dependent on atoms, molecules and all that. That is one way. Another thing, even if you don't take all that, the clay has an apeksha on it being lighted up. It is not Suprakasham. Therefore, it is still it has an anyapekshatvam. Therefore, na anyapeksham yasya na anyapeksham Swarupam tat tasya tattvam. Yad anyapeksham na tat tattvam anya abhave abhavat. Tasmat swabhavikatvat Jagrat Swapnavate na Sushupte Visheshaha. The Sushupti doesn't have all those incidental attributes. You don't need anything there for its existence, right? Whereas the taken dream is a dependence. तेषां पुनः ईश्वरः अन्यः आत्मनः कार्यं च अन्यते तेषां भय अनिवृत्तिः. So he concludes, he says, Yesham punaha Ishvaraha anyaha atmanaha anyaha Ishvaraha. For the one for whom Bhagavan is separate from oneself, then Karyam Chanyate Yesham Paya Anivrittihi. So if Jiva Jagat Ishvara are all separate from each other, then the fear doesn't go. Even from Bhagavan there is fear, from Jagat there is fear, because you are always afraid when the other thing is going to get you. Whether you are small or big or whatever, anything smaller than you also can become a cause of fear. Even a mosquito often becomes a cause of fear. Therefore, whenever there is a second thing, there is anyata, then there is no relief from fear. Bhaya anivrittihi. Bhayasya anyanimittatvad. So bhayam is not from all oneself. Okay, we say I have fear from myself. That is from my mind. Okay, so even there is the cause is actually outside only, but I have taken it in my mind. Therefore, even there, nimittam is outside me only. Sataschanyasya atmahananupapattihi. So he says, if there is a Bhagavan or anything which is outside, it is not going to destroy itself. So, satascha anyasya atmahananupapattihi tasya. So, the other object also is not going. So it is never. So if your moksha is non-duality, but if you are saying right now there is something else other than you, that is not going to self-destruct, so that you become, during moksha it is not going to self-destruct itself, that you become the only one that is existing, right? That's what he says. Satascha anyasya atmahana anupapatti nacha asataha atmalabha sapekshasya anyasya bhayahetutvam iti chet. Point. This is the two sentences. Nacha asataha atmalabha. Then Purvapakshi says, Sapekshasya anyasya bhayahetutvam iti chet. He says, you are saying this without apeksha, Ishvara is not possible. Why can't you take that there is a sapeksha bhayahetu? That is, your own punya papa becomes a cause for the Ishvara, and that Ishvara becomes the bhayahetu for you. Then Bhashyakara says, Na tasyapi tulyatvad yad dharmadi anusahayi bhutam nityam nimittam apekshya anyat bhayakaranam syat tasyapi tata bhutasya atmahana bhavat bhaya anivritti. He says it doesn't matter. It is a sahetuka Ishvara. So whether you are saying because of dharmadi anusahayi bhutam, so because of the punya papa and all that, supported by that, there is an bhayahetu as an Ishvara, as a paladata, like what Sankhya others say. Even if that kind of an Ishvara is there, it doesn't matter whether it is, without any sahaya or if it is with sahaya, they are same only. Tasyapi tulyatvat. So there is no difference between that. Even that kind of a bhayahetu also is not going to have atmahani, because you are saying it is a true existence, right? Whereas dharma is the hetu, but we finally say it is all avidyakritam. So there is no atmahani. So in this case, in the Purvapakshi, that is why Bhashyakara keeps bringing that atmahana bhava, because for them it is not satyamitya. The Purvapakshi's point of view is a real existence, right? Otherwise it will look very similar to what we are saying. So we need to understand the difference. In our case, while we talk about Punya Papa, Ishvara, Jiva Jagat and all that, that is all within Mithya, not as a Satyam. Whereas in their case, that is a Satyam. So an Ishvara which is other than you is a Satyam, is a true Ishvara. Then how is that Ishvara going to do a self-destruction? Atmahana, that is why he is bringing that. See, if your Baya hates two things, right? He's taking it in two steps. First step is the Bayam can go away only when there is no second object, right? So Purvapakshi is not objecting to that. He can't. So now the Bayam, it cannot go away without there not being a second object. Then you have to say the Ishvara which is there as a cause for your fear has to have Atmahani for you to not have fear. Correct? Then only that is possible. In a Satyam Mithya case, it is possible because it is Mithya, because it is Avidya Kritam. So the moment Vidya comes, all that is gone, right? There is no Ishvara, Jagat and all. In any case, even in Avidya, as an Avidya Karyam also, we only say that Ishvara and Jagat are non-different, right? Even if you leave Brahman and all that, even in a Saguna context, we call all of them as same. But in their case, the Purvapakshi's case, he is saying that Ishvara as a Sahetuka or without Sahaya is an independent existence, right? Which is a Bayahetu. And that Bayahetu cannot have a Atmahani. Therefore, your Baya Nivritti is not possible, is what Bhashyakara says. So, if the Baya Nivritti is not possible, then your original Shruti Vakyam, which is Abhayam Pratishtam Vindate, cannot be correct. Because Shruti says there is Abhaya, and the Abhayam is possible only if there is no second object. And in Purvapakshi's point of view, if there has to be an Ishvara which is outside you, then that Baya Nivritti is not possible unless that Ishvara self-destructs. Therefore, Atmahana Bhavat Baya Nivritti is not possible, is what Bhashyakara says. Atmahaneva Sadasato Sadasataha Asata Itaretara Apattau Sarvatra Anashvasaha Eva. So, since you are not clear, so you are saying Sat can become Asat, Asat can become Sat because there can be Atmahani for Ishvara and all that. So, whatever you are saying is going to become confusing and unacceptable. Therefore, he says then Siddhanta Paksha, he says Ekatva Pakshe Punaha Sanimitasya Samsarasya Avidya Kalpitatvat Adoshaha. Same dosha is not there with Ekatva Paksha, which is Siddhanta Paksha in Advaitam. If you take the understanding of there is Ekatvam, in that case, then what happens? Sanimittasya samsarasya, the samsara has a nimitta. There is a cause for this samsara, which is avidya. And that avidya kalpitatvat. Therefore, it is avidya kalpita jagat. So you are seeing the jagat. So we are not dismissing the experience of subject-object duality, but we are only dismissing the reality of that truth of that experience. So the existence of experience is presumed. Then only you can start the teaching, right? And we accept that there is an experience. But whether that experience is the reality, is the truth, what is the truth underneath, or is it a mithya? Therefore, the mithyatvam is what needs to be understood. Sanimittasya, and the nimittam here is ajnanam only, avidya. Samsarasya avidya kalpitatvad adoshaha. Taimirika drishtasya Vidhiya Chandrasya na Atmalavaha Nashaha Vasti. Taimirika Drishtasya Vidhiya Chandrasya. Okay, so for the Taimirika Drishti, when somebody is having cataract and then there is a second moon which is seen, Chandrasya na Atmalavaha Nashaha Vasti. Vidya Vidyayoho Tadharmatvam iti chet na Pratyakshatvat Viveka Vivekau रूपादिवत् प्रत्यक्षा उपलभ्येते अंतःकरणस्थौ न हि रूपस्य प्रत्यक्षस्य सतः द्रष्टुधर्मत्वम्. So now he is getting into the Siddhanta Paksha of Taimirika Drishti. तैमिरिकदृष्टस्य हि द्वितीयचन्द्रस्य न आत्मलाभः नाशः वास्ति विद्याविद्ययोः तद्धर्मत्वम् इति चेत् so can we continue in the next class, because I wanted to prepare something for the 6:30 session. I have a few slides to make. So today we'll stop here. We will continue in the next class. Okay.
Okay, ji.
Because my mind is preoccupied on that. Okay. So we will continue.
Oh, okay, Guruji.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರು.